What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is Black Board Gaming, where I teach you about all the great board games that are out there waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate you.
So I finally got a chance to introduce my wife to a little-known tile laying game called Barenpark. Barenpark is a game that came out in 2017. It's designed by Phil Walker Harding, illustrated by Clemens France, and published by Lookout Games. Before we talk about she tells you what she thinks about it, let's go to the table for a quick overview. Barenpark is a tile placement game for 2 to 4 players where the players have been contracted to build a bear park in their city. And they are competing to earn the most victory points by building the best bear park. To set up the game, each player will randomly select one of these starting tiles, which represents the entrance to their park. And depending on player order, each player would get a starting tile. So if you're the first player, you will get the bathroom tile, and the second player will get the playground tile. And so this board is where all players will start placing tiles to build their bear park. And the tiles that can be played into your bear park are kept on this central board. So to your left, you see there are some more bathroom tiles, there's playground tiles, there's eatery row tiles, and there are some river tiles. Now, when you grab these tiles and play them into your park, they don't score you any points, but they just help you fill up space. Now, next to that one is the animal house tiles. And we set this up for a 2-player game, so there are 3 of each animal house, and they are set in descending order. So the first person to grab this animal house will get 6 points, and then the one under that is 4 points. And the next one after that one will be 2 points. So as you can see, you want to try to be the first one to play those animal houses into your park. Now, over here, you got your animal enclosures. Now, they will score you a good amount of points, as you can see on the tile, but there's only one of each of those. So if I was to go for this 8 one, that's it. I grab that 8, and my opponent can't grab that other one. So there are 4 types of bears in the park. You got your koala bears, you got your goby bears, you got your polar bears, and you got your cute little panda bears. Now, below the board are these bear statues. And I will explain how to get these later on. But as you can see, they're placed in descending order. So this bear statue is 16 points, 14, 12, and so on and so on. So at the start of the game, I can start building my bear park. So when placing a tile onto my bear park, I can place it anywhere on this board except for this spot here. That board is reserved for the bear statues that I showed you earlier. Now, I can place this, let's say I place my bathroom right here, covering up this cement truck. So at the bottom of the central board, there's a picture of a cement truck. So whenever I cover up that image on my player board, I would get to grab one of these tiles here. Okay? Now over here, there's a picture of a wheelbarrow. If ever I cover that up, I would get one of those tiles over here. And over on this side, you got that big orange truck there. And if ever I cover that image up on my player board, I will be able to grab any one of these tiles here. So let's say I chose to get this tile here. Now, I can't place it yet. I don't place it when I get it. This just goes into my supply. But let's say on my next turn, I decide to place this here. So when placing these tiles, you have to place it adjacent to a previously placed tile. So I can't be going all up here, and I make sure I'm not covering that up. So let's say I place this here. And this tile is going to score me 6 points at the end of the game. Now, as you notice, I covered up a wheelbarrow image. So I would get, let's say I want to bring some food. People can get some food. They get hungry looking at bears. And I put this into my supply. But I cover up this image too. And this image isn't on the central player board. So by covering up that image, that lets me go get another grid to add to my park. So a player can have up to 4 of these grids, including the one with their entrance. Now when placing this, I can't place it below the entrance. I got to make sure it's behind the entrance. So I can go up top, or let's say I'm going to put this here. Okay? I'm going to place this here. So that's going to make my park look much nicer. So on my next turn, I choose to add some, some food. It's places you can get food in my park. So I can actually connect these if I wanted to, but I want to put this here. Okay? So the reason I put this here is I get to cover up another cement truck. So that means I get to go get another animal house. So, I want to get this one. I want some koala bears into my park. And that's going to score me 6 points. And I bring this into my supply. And so pretty much that's how the game goes. Each turn you're going to be placing tiles into your park, trying to cover up the squares. So later on in the game, let's say I took this tile, and I placed this here. Now, not only did I cover up a wheelbarrow on a cement truck, I also filled this whole grid except for the place where the statue goes. Whenever I fill that whole grid up, I immediately go grab the statue with the highest point value. So since I'm the first one to do it, I would get 16 points at the end of the game, and I will place that here. Okay. Now, the game goes on like that until one player has filled up all 4 of their grids. And then each other player gets one more turn, and then that's the end of the game. You count up the victory points, and whoever has the most victory points is the winner of Barenpark. So once you got the base game of Barenpark down, you can make the game more challenging by adding achievements into the mix. Now there are 10 different achievements, and you will randomly pick 3 of them. And each of the achievements have different point values. So in a 2-player game, you got 2 point values. So the first person that would get 3 polar bear tiles in their park would take this, and it would score them 8 points at the end of the game. And then the next person, the same person can't score this one again. The other person would get 5 points. This one, if you get 1 of each of the 4 animal houses into your park, you would grab this tile and score 8 points at the end of the game. Next person would score 5. This one, if you get 3 of the panda bear tiles into your park, you grab this tile, that's going to score you 8 points. And the next one is going to score you 5 points. And like I said, you randomly choose 3. There are other ones there. And so it adds a little variability to the game. And that pretty much is Barenpark. I mean, in a nutshell. So, let's tell you what we think about this game. So, how did you like Barenpark?
I really enjoyed Barenpark.
Yeah, I think Barenpark is a really good game. I mean, okay, let's go over the points. How'd you like the theme?
The theme is appealing. I mean, we're talking about bears. What's not to like about bears?
Yeah, I think it's like it could have been anything else. It could have been like monkeys or birds, or something. But I love bears, so I'm glad they did bears. It's not like really incorporated into the game, but you're building a bear park. Who doesn't enjoy that?
Exactly. It's sort of like designing your own mini zoo. So
Yeah, and who doesn't like going to zoos?
exactly. Exactly.
All right. So what did you think about the art?
The art is really charming. It's very colorful. It has a lot of detail. It's a little bit whimsical. So I really enjoy the art.
Yeah, I like the art on it. I like the fact that you can tell the difference between the bears.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
I like that. They're not like, we didn't just pick white for the polar bears and brown for the gobi bears. You know, they actually, if you look closely, you can see the detail in the bears.
exactly, exactly.
So, what did you think about the components?
Well, the components are very simple. There's nothing but cardboard, but it's sturdy cardboard and it serves the purpose.
Yeah, it's pretty much a big box of cardboard.
Yes,
Yeah, that really is. There are no wooden meeples. There's nothing. It's just cardboard.
yes,
But it's like puzzle pieces,
exactly.
pretty much. So, but it's really well done. It's sturdy.
Exactly.
All right. So, what did you think about the mechanics?
So, I really enjoy, well, I mean, I really enjoy the play of this game. The only real mechanic is tile laying. However, you have to place your tiles in a strategic way to get the most points. So it's, even though the mechanic, there's not a lot of a wide variety of mechanics, the tile laying is very suitable and it's engaging.
Yeah, I like it. You know, it's like you putting together
A
a
puzzle.
puzzle. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, but as you said, when you're doing a puzzle, this piece has to go in that spot. You can't like, oh, I'm gonna put this piece over in this area. But in this game, you're doing a puzzle, but it's kind of modular. You know, you're trying to do it in the most efficient way to gain points. So I really like the mechanics of this game. You know. So what did you think about what do you think about the teach? Is this something that you could, easily teach?
Well, I really love this game because, well, even though the game is, it's kind of sophisticated, it's still pretty easy to teach and pretty easy to learn.
Yeah, I mean pretty much what you're doing. You're taking a tile and you're placing it in your park. And that's the one thing, you got to make sure you're covering up them images, because if you don't, then you're not going to have any tiles to place. So you want to cover up the images, and that way you can get another tile to place in your park. And you want to be the first one to get the tiles that got the most points, before your opponents and stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some strategy though, especially when you get to the the more complex pieces. They're worth more points, but you have to make sure they fit your in your space. And also you want to make sure that you want to try to cover up as many grids as you can, because you get points for that if you're the first to cover it up and build that bear park. So even though the mechanics are simple, even though the rules are simple and it's simple to learn, it still requires some higher level thinking, and so it's not simplistic.
So I would say it requires a little forward thinking.
Little forward thinking, and also you have to be able to mentally uh, visualize the different orientations of the tiles in order to see if they'll fit where you want them to fit.
Okay, so overall, you like the game.
I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah, well, I really do love this game. I was kind of a little upset because they didn't have my favorite bear in there at first, but then they came out with the expansion. They got my grizzlies, dog. They got the big dogs in the forest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this game again with the expansion. And also they got monorails. So it gets a 3D element going there. So yeah, Barenpark, this would be a great family weight game. It's really simple, but it does add a puzzle complexity. And there you go. There you have it. So if you like the content of this video, please hit the like button, subscribe. Looking forward to doing more videos for you. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And again, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming, and we will see you next time.